Hello and welcome to the recap where I shall try to recap the previous week of WoW news. So first of all, we have new glyphs. There are a lot of new minor glyphs that are coming out. These cover priests, shamans, DKs, mages, paladins, rogues and warriors. So there's a few classes not really showing the love for, but anyway, these glyphs are very cool. They're all cosmetic, all in the minor glyph slot. There's lots of interesting things like, shamans can, it changes their hex, death knights summon a skeleton instead of a ghoul. Mages can switch the model for their water elemental, things like that. I have two videos on them which got quite a few views actually, so yeah, I'd recommend checking those out. Overall though, I think this is a great change, and the more of these interesting cosmetic things they can do, the better. Now there was one interesting tweet related to this where they said that they have to be very careful that they don't put too many of things like this in, so that it's all balanced with spell effects in raids, because it could get kind of ridiculous if everything was lit up like a Christmas tree. Next up, we have Timeless Isle 535 gear. So you'll be able to get item level 535 gear from the Isle. Now this, it's not very easy to get. It works by, you spend 500 coins to get a key, which can open a chest, which has a very small chance of giving you an item which will upgrade your Timeless Cash to 535. It's very expensive to do this, Timeless coin-wise. I've probably done about 25-30 of these keys, and I haven't got it yet. So yeah, it's actually reasonably hard. There's a lot of people worried that you'd just be able to go day one and get a ridiculous amount of 535 gear by farming this. No, you probably won't, and there'll probably be, say, a limit of only doing this once a week. I think that would be the best way to do it so that they can control the level at which people get gear. Too much gear, never really a good thing in terms of having a smooth progression throughout the patch. Next up we have the in-game store. Now this is the big controversy. It hit the Korean PTR, and yeah, caused a little bit of a ruckus. So you can buy an XP potion which gives you a 100% XP boost for an hour, and it persists through death. Now it's also available in, I think, stacks of 5 at a discount, that kind of thing. Currently it's bought for a test currency, so there's really not much we can say about it. It is what it is, and it's been the source of a lot of chat, a lot of comments, that sort of thing. But anyway, let's move on. We have Stormwind. Now, Stormwind could actually be destroyed in the Siege of Orgrimmar, which is a little bit weird to think, isn't it? So, basically, there was a whole bunch of screenshots came out of Stormwind Harbour covered in this, like, Sha spell effect with fire everywhere. And, well, now we sort of know a little bit more about it. Pretty much, in the Garrosh fight, there are phases where you're teleported to, I think it's the Temple of the Red Crane, the Jade Forest, Temple Majigger thing, and the Torrents of Eternal Springs. And when you're teleported there, they are covered in this like evil Sha, the usual thing. And it's the same effect that Stormwind has. And there's also a few like spells which directly reference Stormwind in the fight. So it stands to reason that at some point we're teleported to Stormwind and Garrosh trashes it up a bit. Now a lot of people, based on the first screenshot that came out of this, a lot of people thought that Stormwind got completely destroyed. As it turns out, it's mainly just the harbour, but, well, I would certainly hope that the harbour and stuff like that does get completely obliterated, because at the end of the day, Stormwind really, really does need to be revamped. It's an old city, it's low polygon, it's, it's a little bit shit looking. It still looks like it's out of vanilla WoW, whereas if you look at Orgrimmar, it's had enough changes so that it looks a bit newer, feels a bit fresher, that kind of thing. So yes, I definitely think that Stormwind should be destroyed, or at least heavily damaged, and it should be very quickly repaired, and we should get a nice city. I think that would be cool. And the final thing in terms of news is the earnings call. So, a few things to take away from this. WoW is indeed down to 7.7 million subscribers. Titan is no longer going to be a subscription MMO. That's pretty much what everyone theorized already though. 5.2 and 5.3 had a very positive effect on subscriber churn, so they were very good at keeping people there. I think that was entirely expected, but is very fantastic news. And hopefully the positive response from these patches will lead Blizzard to do similar sort of things in the future, especially with the post 5.4 era where we're waiting for the new expansion to come out, because you can't keep the game going on hype for something that isn't there alone. It helps, but you can't just do that. Next up, Diablo 3 sold 12 million copies, and finally Blizzard All-Stars is in internal testing. So that is it for your recap this week. Lots of interesting things actually, pretty good week in news. And yeah, there should be some new time sales information coming with the latest PTR this week. Well, next week. Other things to say. First of all, live stream. Go to my live stream. I stream 4 days a week-ish. Usually it's on a Thursday a Tuesday through Friday, but I try to get more sort of things squished in. Did plan to stream this weekend, but I was really tired, so I didn't. Other things you can do are like and subscribe and favorite this video, because it really helps me out. You would not believe how much stuff like that helps, in terms of like getting your video ranked and stuff. And that is pretty much it. Oh, follow me on Twitter. And with that, I will say goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.